On the news at 7, President Tinubu seeks confirmation of EFCC's boss, appoints Delus Bulus Yakubu as Senior Special Assistant. FCTA expresses happiness over the establishment of Service Commission. And Public Complaints Commission marks 48 years, receives more than 260,000 complaints.
A very good evening. Thank you for joining us on the 7 p.m. news on NTA Channel 5 Abuja, the Unity Station. I am Abdullah Herjia. First, we begin from the latest coming from the presidency. The federal government has launched the Renewed Hope Conditional Cash Transfer Scale-Up Program, which will see 15 million vulnerable Nigerians get 25,000 naira each for 3 consecutive months. President Bola Tinubu, represented by Secretary to the Governments of the Federation, Senator George Akume, flagged off the program to commemorate the International Day for the Eradication of Poverty. State House correspondent Musbao and Wahab reports.
On the day for commemoration of the International Day for the Eradication of Poverty, the world is calling attention to the grueling conditions of people trapped in extreme poverty. But here, in Nigeria, is a government already demonstrating understanding of the people's travails being compounded by the fuel subsidy removal. These ones representing the category of 15 million vulnerable Nigerians captured in the social register to be assisted through the challenging times with 25,000 naira each in the next 3 months.
It will go a long way because you cannot pick this type of money on the road. We are privileged to get this, and it must help us to alleviate poverty in the family.
This money, I would take it to boost my business. Because I sell accessories, phone accessory, and repair a phone.
With this as an example, the government says its objective to lift millions of Nigerians out of poverty is not just a slogan, but a resolve backed with genuine commitments.
Our plans for food security, ending hunger, poverty eradication, economic growth, and job creation are all means by which we shall fight poverty and help the most vulnerable members of our society.
There would be an expansion of this register which would carry the vulnerable pensioners, the vulnerable veterans, and the wives of fallen heroes, as well as other areas of concern where they were not fully captured. But however, we're starting, and what we're starting with are those who have been verified across all the states in Nigeria.
Apart from this, Nigerians have more to expect as the government says it is finalizing more solutions and interventions, including Renewed Hope programs for job creation, national homegrown school feeding, MSMEs, and the National Alternate School Program, among others.
Of course, it's very important this cash transfers work only if they are robustly delivered and reach the people in need.
So Nigerians can rest assured that this is an efficient and accountable way of providing relief to poor Nigerians.
We're going to collaborate with the agency and the ministry to make sure the people that are meant to benefit from this program are the actual beneficiary of it.
But while taking the lead, the government wants a sustained collaboration of Nigerians and the private sector to win the war against poverty in Nigeria. From the State House, Musbao and Wahab, NT News.
Still with the State House, an exercise of powers conferred on the President as established in Section 3, Subsection 6 of the Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Act 2000, and in furtherance of the renewed hope mandate to reform key institutions and invigorate Nigeria's war on corruption, President Bola Tinubu has approved the appointment of a new management team for the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, pending Senate confirmation. Dr. Musa Adamu Aliyu, Chairman and Chief Executive Officer, ICPC, Mr. Clifford Okudiri Oparaudu, Secretary to the Commission, ICPC. The new chairman of the ICPC is nominated for confirmation by the Nigerian Senate, following the President's approval of the outgoing chairman's request to proceed on pre-end of tenure leave beginning on November 4, 2023, ahead of the expiration of his tenure on February 3, 2024. The position of Secretary to the Commission does not require Senate confirmation, and therefore, by the directive of the President, the appointment of Mr. Clifford Okudiri Oparaudu as Secretary of the Commission takes immediate effect. Dr. Musa Adamu Aliyu has embarked upon many far-reaching reforms as the Attorney General of Jigawa State since September 2019 and holds bachelor's, master's, and doctorate degrees in law. He was also named as a Senior Advocate of Nigeria designate in October 2023. Mr. Clifford Okudiri Oparaudu is a lawyer with over 30 years of experience and has served meritoriously in the public service as a member of the Rivers State Judicial Service Commission and chairman of the Caretaker Committee of Port Harcourt City Local Government Council. The President implores the new management team of the ICPC to always be above board as they discharge their duties without fear or favor concerning all matters before them. Now, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has transmitted to the Senate names of his nominees for their positions of Chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, ICPC, EFCC, Ola Olukoyede, and the Secretary, Muhammad Hamman Joda, for confirmation. The request is in conformity with the provisions of the EFCC Act. Also transmitted to the Senate is the request for the approval of the appointment of Halima Shehu as the National Coordinator of the National Social Investment Program, National Investment Program Agency, NSIPA. This is to fill the vacancy created following the appointment of the former National Coordinator, Delu Bulus Yakubu, as the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation. Away from that, staff of the Federal Capital Territory Administration have expressed gratitude to the FCT Minister, Nyesom Wike, for his efforts at getting approval of President Bola Tinubu for the establishment of FCTA Civil Service Affairs Secretariat. Onozi Yakubu tells us more.
On the entrance of the FCT Minister's office to celebrate the man they described as an achiever, President of the Joint Union Action Committee, Matiluporo Kayode, says the management and staff of the administration are highly excited that the issue, which had lingered since 2004, has been addressed barely 2 months into the assumption of office of Nyesom Wike as the FCT Minister.
Today, a new child is born. Today, Mr. President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, even without asking,
not rise to the peak of their career as obtainable in other states.
My happiness, I say, one of the things that makes me to say I will work with him is because I saw capacity in him. I saw the political will in him. You may like him, you may not like him. That's not what we are talking about. What we are talking about is political will, and that is what can move this country.
He assures that he will implement the establishment of the commission before next week, as he promised the workers of improved welfare. Onozi Yakubu, NTA News.
In a bid to steer the affairs of the Nigerian Legion towards service to humanity and the nation, the newly appointed directors and deputy directors of core commissioners have been inaugurated to change the tide of the corps in line with the development and all-round transformation. Cecilia Julius reports.
The selected directors and deputies drawn from the 6 geopolitical zones of the country are saddled with the responsibility of strengthening the Nigerian Legion to remaining an indivisible family called to address the varying challenges confronting it.
I charge you to serve honestly, transparently, with due diligence, without fear or favor.
The National Chairman and Commandant General, Nigerian Legion Corps of Commissioners,
This great inauguration,
Major General Abdul Malik Jibril, charged them to carry out their duties honestly and transparently.
We look up to them to move the Corps of Commissioners higher and create more avenues to represent the image, the good image of the Nigerian Legion. I have no doubt that they will be able to discharge their duties responsibly and competently.
Why we're inaugurated here is to see to it that we galvanize other persons to come on board so that Nigerian Legion can survive.
For the future of the Nigerian Legion Corps Commissioner and for us to achieve the greater goal that have been set for us and for people coming behind us.
Other stakeholders used the occasion to embrace the Corps with ideas and projects directed towards changing the face of veterans, widows, families of fallen heroes, and their dependents. In Abuja, Cecilia Julius, NTA News.
The Public Complaints Commission (PCC) has received not less than 268,780 complaints from members of the public, out of which 170,500 complaints have successfully been resolved. PCC Commissioner Abimbola Ayo Yusuf disclosed this to media as the Commission marks 48 years of active service. Mariam George-Tubo has details.
As a confidential conflict management establishment, the Public Complaints Commission operates within the space between politics and judicial process, working outside the courts to address and resolve contentious issues. In the past 48 years, according to the Commissioner PCC Abimbola Ayo Yusuf, the Commission has served as a watchdog and people's court where everyone can get social and administrative justice. He assures the public that PCC will continue to defend them from human rights abuses.
The Ombudsman is a concept that fits perfectly with modern democracy, will continue to remain as vanguard of administrative and social justice in Nigeria. On this auspicious day, I want to appeal to the Nigerian government to support the Commission in adequate money to enable it perform its statutory duties. We urge organizations to always cooperate with the Commission while it discharges its responsibilities and always view it as a partner whose aim is to promote best administrative practices and ensure good governance.
Secretary to the Commission, Salamatu Mamman, reiterates that PCC was created to ensure accountability, transparency, and promote good governance.
It is a fact that grievances and complaints become less threatening when they are freely aired and promptly addressed. Where complaints are allowed to incubate, discord and disaffection ensue, giving rise to acrimony and eventually instability.
State commissioners from Ekiti, Niger, Oyo, Kogi, and Borno states were present to celebrate 48 years of existence and dedication to duty. Mariam George, Jitubo, NTA News.
Talking a bit on judiciary, a high court of the Federal Capital Territory has ordered the husband of late gospel singer Osinachi Nwachukwu to prepare his defense in answer to counts of allegedly killing his wife. Justice Njideka Nwosu Iheme gave the order after overruling after overruling Peter Nwachukwu's no-case submission. Olabode Arewa reports.
The late gospel singer Osinachi Nwachukwu was renowned for her melodious songs like Ekweme, among others. Her sudden death on April 8, 2022 left many people in shock, leading to allegations that her husband, Peter's maltreatment, allegedly led to her death. He was subsequently arrested and has been facing prosecution. In his submissions, his defense counsel, Issa Aliyu, said Peter Nwachukwu had no case to answer, pointing to the autopsy report tendered by the police, which indicated that Osinachi's death was due to heart and kidney diseases. In the court's ruling, the court held that the defendant's arguments were unsustainable and fixed November 22 for Peter to commence defense.
The court delivered a ruling asking him to enter his defense. There's actually overruled our no case, so we'll enter our defense and then see how that goes.
The prosecuting counsel, Sophia Orene, declined to comment on the ruling. 23 counts bordering on domestic violence and homicide were proffered against the defendant, and 17 witnesses, including late Osinachi's relatives, gave evidence against the defendant. In Abuja, Olabode Arewa, NTA News.
Up next is Sports Brief.
Sports pundit reacted to the outcome of Nigeria-Mozambique international friendly as the Super Eagles of Nigeria came from a goal down to defeat the Mambas of Mozambique 3-2 in an international friendly played in Portugal on Monday evening. Before Monday's victory, the Super Eagles played out a 2-2 draw against Green Falcons of Saudi Arabia.
National friendly between the Super Eagles of Nigeria and the Mambas of Mozambique has shown that there's a lot of crisis in the Super Eagles. When I mean crisis, goalkeeping crisis is an headache.
To grassroots football, Bucknell Football Academy at the weekend emerged champions by 5-3 on penalties after a 1-1 full-time scores during the 2023 edition of the Gwagwalada Football League.
We'll find new talents and we'll develop football and everybody will be excited.
In another development, the Ethiopia Football Federation has released the list consisting of 25 women's senior national players ahead of their 2024 Olympics qualifying matches against the Super Falcons. With Sports Brief, Francisca Bile, NTA News.
Thank you, Francisca. That's the English version of the news. I leave you in the hands of the translations. I am Abdullah Hajia. Good evening.
ma gbaje a jiku jagbada yi yesha je wo wona yi wa na baji she babada wo mo president fa yuba woni wa ko a na baje gai eiki tukoda ye Bola Ahmed Tinubu woku aye wamba azaga agaluko nagmai ba nga asane tani ba ka bagbate nga ba nyaba abenya ba cha ba pme ba je ba tu wa na ba akuba ana ba hitu EFCC nge Ola Olu Koyede shi bageda EFCC nya bada Mohammed Hamadu joda nyaka EFCC nya nado Halima Shehu wa hiza nagma inspa uko lolo ekiye nya hwatiti gwamnati ekizida atete jiba ku babu bafa u pai ai daba banya agmada ba chi ije yiki ekizida minister yeso wuke ntutu manai uwo ni uwa ishi ekizida ye ni na bai ikin wajin wa shi sun dai wala ka we lo we sun ikin to ko dai we mi we ga wa bagbatu na ba wa gu a titin shi ba a we ya ko ba ma gwamnati a titin shi inda an ko za na do na san gba ifi atudu ya ya wo be dai ko kwa wi nke egma la saje ntu ba mana bo ko ba dai ikin da ko ba shi ba mana igma anabaji ajesi dai oge galuko wadai nje dagmai ba yi high court ku da enyiko wo be shin saji wo ba nje osinachi nwa chukwu wo ba oge wo be ola ba che na mana wa be galuko na bai wada beda da aka wo beda wo tige a wani tuba shi ge wo ba wo ko nje labode wa wadai oge wadai nje tika wo su eheme ne bai da beda da ko nge ye pita nwa chukwu temi wa jinwe ya na wa kunwe ya na we kwen jalu da shi lo kwen ko ma gba je ibe ti na ba je wo su so kwa si ìwọ̀n ìfi náà gbàdá ṣáìsì.
Ekele m gị Igbo wem, oge erukwala ọzọ maka akụkọ ụwa nke uhuruchi a. Aha m bụ Rachel Ifi Olu. Akụkọ ụwa n'uju ya. Onyeisi ala anyị Bola Ahmed Tinubu enyefeela ọkwa sineti n'aka ndị ọ họpụtara maka ọkwa onyeisi oche nke kọmishọna mpụ akụnụba na ego EFCC n'aha ịchafụ bekee ya. O kwere nghọta na ihe ndị ọzọ ọ nyefere n'aka sineti bụ ndị ọrụ gọọmenti ọchịchị isi ala anyị egosipụtara obi ụtọ ma kelee minista n'isi ala anyị Nyesom Wike na mbọ ọ gbara na ịnabata ikike maka imezu ụlọ ọrụ na-ahụ maka ọrụ gọọmenti n'isi ala anyị Civil Service Commission nakwa ụlọ ọrụ na-ahụ maka ọdịmma ụmụ nwanyị. Onoze Yakubu wetara akụkọ na ndị ọrụ a ji obi ọcha gaa n'ụlọ ọrụ ya bụ minista iji kelee ya. Ya bụ minista kwekwara ha nkwa na ọ ga-emezu nkwa niile ọ kwere ma kwalite ọnọdụ ọdịmma ha tupu izuụka abịa na ngwụcha. Ụlọikpe dị elu nke isi obodo gọọmenti etiti enyela di otu onye ọgụ egwu ụka nwụrụ anwụ Osinachi Nwachukwu iwu ka ọ kwado nchekwa ya maka azịza maka ebubo igbu nwunye ya. Onye ọrụ anyị Olabode Arewa wetara akụkọ na onye ọkaiwu Njideka Nwosu Iheme nyere iwu a mgbe o siri na o nweghị ikpe mara ya. Onye ọma gere ntị, otu a ka ọ ha anyị n'akụkọ ụwa nke uhuruchi a. Ndewo.
Ẹ káalẹ́ o, ìròyìn ló ń dé tí etí gbọ̀nyìn láti lè ṣe amóhùnmáwòrán ìkànnì karùn-ún l'Ábùjá. Ọláyínká Adéníjì ni oníròyìn yín. Ààrẹ Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu ti fi orúkọ àwọn tó ń gbèrò láti fi sí orí àlééfà àjọ tó ń rí sí ìlú àpà àti ìgbógun ti ìwà ọ̀kánjúà EFCC lọ sọ́dọ̀ àwọn aṣojúṣòfin àgbà fún àyẹ̀wò àti ìbuwọ́ àṣẹ lù gẹ́gẹ́ bí àlàálẹ̀ òfin àjọ náà. Àwọn ènìyàn náà ni Ọlá Olúkóyèdé gẹ́gẹ́ bí alága àti Mohammed Àmájọdá gẹ́gẹ́ bí akọ̀wé. Bákan náà ni ipò tó ṣí sílẹ̀ ní àjọ tó ń rí sí ìgbòkègbodò okòwò ayẹyẹ NSIPA ní Halima Shehu ti wà fún gẹ́gẹ́ bí alákòóso látàrí àlàfo tó ti wà níbẹ̀ ní èyí tí Delu Bulus Yakubu fi sílẹ̀ tó fi lọ di olùbádámọ̀ràn àgbà fún ààrẹ lórí ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn mẹ̀kúnnù. Àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ iléeṣẹ́ tó ń ṣàkóso ìlú Abuja FCTA ti fi dídùn inú wọn hàn fún mínísítà náà Nyesom Wike látàrí akitiyan rẹ̀ fún ọwọ́ àṣẹ tó gbà láti ọ̀dọ̀ ààrẹ Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu fún ìdásílẹ̀ àjọ tí yóò máa rí sí ètò àlàáfíà àwọn obìnrin àti àkóso gbogbo àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ iléeṣẹ́ náà, gẹ́gẹ́ bí aṣojúkọ̀ròyìn wa Onoze Yakubu ṣe jábọ̀. Ilé-ẹjọ́ gíga kan nílùú Àbújá ti pàṣẹ wípé kí ọkọ olóògbé akọrin ògo Osinachi Nwachukwu ó gbáradì láti kojú ẹ̀sùn tí wọ́n fi kàn án látàrí ikú aya rẹ̀. Aṣojúkọ̀ròyìn wa Ọlábọ̀dé Àríwá ṣàlàyé pé adájọ́ àgbà Njideka Nwosu Iheme ló pàṣẹ náà nígbà tó wọ́gi lé ọ̀rọ̀ Peter Nwachukwu nítorí ó wípé òun kò lọ́rọ̀ sọ. Sórí ọ̀hún kò ní jù báyìí lọ, ìmúlòrí kọ́ńbù àgbọ̀nsẹ̀ lónìí wọ́wọ́wọ́ èmi rẹ̀ lájọ lórílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà yìí o, ẹ jẹ́ aṣẹ́kọ̀dára ọ̀kọ̀ọ̀kan láwùjọ kásán.